You're too excited.
We are live. Hello, it's David of Strong by Lee, and I've been calling all of my clients magnificent lately, but no, you are fitting this description. Magnificent Maura, M&M, because she's sweet like candy. Jesus. I've been nervous for this interview because I know Maura's story is super transformational and super inspiring, and I know it's gonna be really difficult for us to get her whole story in a couple of minutes, but I figured that this is so worthwhile, and I want to be able to use this opportunity to showcase all the amazing work that she's done, at least with the limited time that we're going to try to encapsulate her story. And I know Maura is also very nervous, and she told me before this interview, this is how much I love you. I'm really taking one for the team here. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. How are you feeling today?
I hate this.
We just got finished with the session, so I'm hopefully, because she's feeling high off of endorphins, that she's going to do really well today.
Sounds good.
We're just going to run through a couple of questions. Before we get started, Maura, what's up? What are your thoughts?
Just start.
Just start? Okay, so I guess we're going to start. I'm telling you, she's in a good mood. First question. What was life like, briefly, because she has that story, she has a very compelling story. What was life like before we actually started working together?
Years ago, I was not very excited about working out. I never enjoyed it. I really hated doing it. And then a year before I met David, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and basically spent the entire year going through surgeries and treatments, and including chemo. And at the end of it, it left me very upset with how little control I had over my own body and not feeling very great about myself.
A lot of low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and most importantly, just kind of feeling that you had a loss of independence, and that probably had a really huge negative mental effect, just in general.
Yeah.
So then, what motivated you to either reach out to me? We met at New York Sports Club when I was still a trainer there, and one of the membership consultants there introduced us.
Yeah.
What kind of motivated you to take that first step?
So pretty much after I had finished chemo, I really hated the way I looked and the way I felt, and I gave myself a couple of months off, and it was kind of, if I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat, then I was going to do it because of what I went through. I think I deserved that, and I think that was fine, but when it came to the end of the year, I really started to see a major change in my body, and really felt like that was not me. And so I knew that I had to do something to kind of go back to the way I was, and also the medication that I'm on does not make it easy to lose weight or keep weight off. So I knew that I had to really make a change. So I had contacted somebody at New York Sports Club and kind of just mentioned the idea of wanting to maybe get a trainer just to really just get me in the gym, to force me to be there. And so he had introduced me to you, and I thought, okay, if I have a trainer, then that's a commitment that I can't say, oh, I don't feel like going today, I have an appointment, I have to be there. So it had originally just been a way to get me in the door.
It's a very fateful introduction based off of a lot of life frustrations. And that was a year ago, and we're here a year now, and we've been able to see some amazing progress, and we've been through a lot, thick and thin. This wasn't just a professional relationship. A lot of this has been pretty personal as well. And it's been a really, really enlightening experience for me as well. Coming from a professional, coming from a coach, right? Because you taught me a lot about what it is to be a human, just that human psychological condition. Cool. So then, when you and I first talked, what were some of your expectations?
I didn't really have many expectations. Like I said, it was really, in my mind, a way to get me in the door. I kind of thought it would just be like, oh, you would show me how to use the machines and kind of give me an idea of what I should be doing and how to alternate things. And then in my mind, I was not planning on continuing with the personal trainer at all. It was really just to give me that push to start.
So then it seems like your initial expectations were a little bit different after we started working together. So then, because we've been together for a year and your initial expectation was not to continue, I assume that the work that we did together has positively impacted your life and was very beneficial. Could you just give us an idea of some of those experiences?
Yeah, I think that as we were working together, I was finding that I was doing things that I had not expected to do. Like I said, I kind of was expecting to just kind of use some of the machines and kind of do like little things. I was not expecting to be doing the level of workouts that we were doing. And so to see that my body could do that after everything it had been through was kind of really empowering and made me want to see what else I can do and to go further. And I think working with you has just been like a kind of fun experience that really made the workouts a lot more fun. And I was actually looking forward to the workouts, which is something that had never happened in my life before.
I look forward to our workouts too. When we first started, I remember you were barely able to do 10 bodyweight squats. And now you're doing squats with 70 pounds, holding 70 pounds in front of you, which is difficult in its own right, just holding that weight in front of you. That's more than half of your body weight. You're almost to a chin up. You couldn't do a push-up when we first started, and now you're able to do 10 push-ups. In the physical realm, you've made so much impressive progress that it's hard to just kind of put all that into words.
Yeah.
You said that I'm fun and you look forward to our workouts. Is that what makes me different? What makes me different?
I think that's part of it. You definitely have a way to just make things not less serious in terms of the actual workouts, but like I don't feel like I'm like being yelled at. I don't feel like I'm like in with a drill sergeant, which I feel like is a common misperception of trainers. But I think that what makes you different is more that you have like a really good balance of knowing when to push and not when to like let me slack, I would say, but when to kind of like keep it steady and when to push in a good way. Like I feel like, you have a very good balance of knowing how to tailor the workouts depending on kind of my mindset and where I am that day.
Interesting. A lot of my other clients said that it's my charm, my charisma, my coolness, my composure, and my confidence are what really draws me to people. I have this energy about my... I'm just kidding. It's all right.
I love that one.
Those were
not your jokes.
Those are the unspoken benefits. It's okay. It's all right. You don't want to make me look too good on camera. I'm just kidding. This might be a loaded question. What has been the biggest challenge on this journey so far with you and me together?
So I think for my biggest challenge is just how competitive I can be with myself, because it's great that I can see what my body can do and it can be very empowering, but I guess I could get a little greedy and I want to do more and I want to do it better, and it's really hard if I don't meet the standards or goals in my own mind. I can be really down on myself.
Mm-hmm. And we've had this conversation a lot too, where it's kind of natural and almost biological to be competitive with yourself, and I just think that it can be good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. And I really appreciate whenever you do share those struggles with me, because it gives us the opportunity to figure out if we can brainstorm any ways to help you. And a lot of times when we talk it out for 5-10 minutes, it generally helps. And then you perform, you do your session, and it exceeds the expectations you had coming in. It's just a constant thing, and I think that really highlights the essence of the soul that you have, the competitive soul that you have. And I don't think it's a negative thing. I just think that over time we've learned how to harness and control that, right?
I hope so.
There we go. Hope so. So then, here are my last two questions, because we answered a lot of questions as we're on this, right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend me or not? I take that as a yes.
Of course. I would definitely recommend you.
All right. And here's the soft sell, right? Here's the little plug. If somebody was interested in hiring a personal trainer or they wanted to know more about it, what would you tell them?
I I would tell them to give it a try because I feel like it's something that you can't really explain in words. And I would say that mostly because I think everybody's different, and I think that that's something that you're really good at because I have worked with you with other clients as well and one-on-one, and I feel like you really know how to tailor it to that individual. So I do feel like the workout that I have is tailored to me. And so I can't really explain it to somebody else because it might not be the same experience to them, but just that you kind of have a way with people and to just give it a try, because I think that it would surprise a lot of people to know that this is the experience that they can have with the personal trainer, because I don't think that is the typical experience or the typical thought of an experience.
That's all the questions I have. Wow. Well, thank you very much for that. Does somebody have a mop to kind of mop me up off the floor since she just melted me? Ah. She has a husband, by the way. This is totally platonic. All right. Well, I'm David of Strong by Lee. It's Maura. And she is, what is it? What are you heading? You're spearheading the Young Survivors Coalition or whatever? What is that coalition?
I'm part of the Young Survivor Coalition.
There we go. And of course, Maura was so apprehensive about this video, yet, and I'm sure you're going to be the judge of this, she knocked this one out of the park. So if anyone ever needs a designated hitter in baseball or softball,
Call someone else.
Or maybe you need a spiker. Bye, guys. Wait. Okay, bye.